Is this even?
Just feel like it's not. TikTok, you know, the app with over 700 million daily users and 1.5 billion downloads at this point. TikTok, the app that almost every kid talks about, primarily used by teenagers and kids. You know, TikTok, the app that almost every YouTuber has made a video about. I've even made a video indirectly about TikTok. I guess now this is my first video about TikTok. I just wanted to establish that we're all talking about the same app when I say TikTok. Now TikTok doesn't even feel like a real word, how many times I just said it. But they made a mistake. And I don't even know if I can title it as a mistake, mostly because it's so stupid, but it's unforgivable, and I'm just surprised more people aren't talking about it. Oh, TikTok spent a year trying to cover it up so people didn't talk about it? Well, let's talk about it now. Before I start, I do want to give a slight trigger warning. If you're easily upset, startled, this might not be the video for you. I would click off at this point and watch something else. And if you're still watching, I'm assuming you're okay with it, and I'll give you 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. It starts with a TikTok influencer in Brazil about a year ago. They announced that they're going to perform a special performance the next day. And it's time for their special performance, and their special performance is them taking their lives on the TikTok live stream. And I recognize that TikTok shouldn't be able to detect things before they happen, but during this happening, 500 people left comments in regards to what was going on at that time. So that should have at least raised a red flag in TikTok's moderation system. They also had 15 reports of people flagging it themselves of what was going on, and all the people on this stream were just exposed to their lifeless body while it was being live streamed. And this comes after TikTok has been criticized for not having the technology of its competitors. And this comes after TikTok said they made improvements to their moderation system. So TikTok should have been well aware of its poor moderation efforts, and they said they made improvements. So if this is what happens after the improvements, what was the standard before? It just makes me wonder what could have also happened on this app that no one knew about. And it just makes me wonder what kids could possibly be looking at on this app on a day-to-day basis. And it pains me to say that this isn't even the worst part of the story. It gets worse. So the thing about this is TikTok's moderation system actually never detected this happen. The reason it actually came across their desk in the first place was because other TikTok influencers put it in a WhatsApp group chat that employees at ByteDance, who's the company that owns TikTok, just happened to have seen it. That whole process was estimated to have taken an hour. So during that hour period in time, their lifeless body was just being broadcasted. Upon realizing what happened, I would emphasize 5:13. The next thing they did was ban a user's account and also delete the live stream, which was the only evidence of this event even taking place. The next thing that they did was alert their PR team. Their PR team drafted the statement for this event taking place, but they never released it. They didn't notify this user's family. They didn't go to the authorities. First thing that they instantly thought about was the longevity of the app. What would people think of the app? So they instantly tried to cover it up. And at 7:56 p.m., 7:56 p.m., pretty much 3 hours after they were notified of the event taking place, then they called the local authorities. It just baffles me that you take 3 hours before you realize, hey, let's call the police. So for that 3 hour period of time, the only people that knew that this took place were anyone that was watching the live stream, all the employees in the chat, not the person's family. An ambulance wasn't called. Heck, that person's life could have actually been saved if they acted quicker. We wouldn't know if they had a good moderation system in place. I'm actually frustrated about it. And surprisingly, it gets worse. The chief of operations of TikTok Brazil was quoted as saying, "Don't let this go viral." So TikTok monitored the internet closely for the 48 hours to see if they were being mentioned in any negative fashion, if this story was going to be released anywhere or written about anywhere, and it wasn't. So TikTok never released that statement that they wrote at 5:13 instead of calling the authorities. They decided not to say anything. They didn't check on the users that witnessed this happening to make sure they were okay. They never followed up with the victim's family. It's just like, and they never even apologized for the event, and they never even apologized for how they handled it. It's like they had every situation to try and do something right, and they did the opposite. And now the only reason that we even know this situation happened is a year later, an employee at TikTok released internal documents that exposed the whole situation to the public, and they participated in an interview to a news outlet pretty much explaining the whole story and giving their take of the situation and their recollection of what happened. I really don't have much to add to the overall situation, but I wanted to make this video because I felt like people should be talking about it. people shouldn't be okay with this in the way that it was handled, and people really shouldn't be okay with using TikTok after this. I promptly deleted the app. I just think it speaks that we can't let big companies continuously get away with things like this without it being addressed. And it just pains me to know that they will be okay and they will get over this situation and people won't care. In the meantime, I will be starting a hashtag. I'll be tweeting hashtag stop TikTok, hashtag cancel TikTok. Actually both. I'll be using both hashtags. I forgot to mention, so ignore this continuity, that I did look to see if I could find anything that was going towards the families, and I really couldn't find a GoFundMe. I really couldn't find any like Indiegogo campaign or whatever. If you're going through anything difficult, I have links to resources down below, and I will have generic charities that you can donate to down below. But that's all I really have for you guys. See you when I have a more fun video planned. Peace.